Hi, everyone. I'm glad to welcome you to our course, which is PHRi International PHRi Certification Preparation course. And today we have our first webinar. And the name of this webinar is Introduction to Certification. And then we will talk about job analysis and job design as a part of the preparation course. So I will tell you about the certification itself. What does it mean? And then about the part of the material that we learn during this big course. So let's start. Let me tell you about myself. My name is Mike, and I worked in different companies like Alpha Bank, Starlight Media, Wargaming, Preply, Ideals, and others. And now I have my own academy, and I'm also PHRi holder, PHRi certification holder. This course consists of 10 different webinars, and today we will see how it's going to be. Program of our first lesson is following. The first, introduction, what is the PHRi certification. Then I will show you how to register yourself to the certification, how to apply for the certification. Then we will talk about position analysis and job design and analysis of test questions. That's our program. So let's start from the introduction. What is the PHRi certification? First, I'd like to tell you about this. There is a criteria for the profession, like for each profession, financial, accounting, marketing, and others. And in 1960, Cornell University study found that a profession is defined by 5 characteristics. The first, a profession should be a full-time occupation. The second, schools and educational programs should focus specifically on teaching the basic ideas of the profession, and there should be a certain common body of knowledge. Third, the profession should have a national professional association. Fourth, the profession should have a certification program, and I highlight this because you see that if you want to be a professional, if you want to be in a profession, then you have to obtain this certification, because certification is a part of being a professional. And then the profession should have a code of ethics, which is a part of PHRi certification. PHRi, Human Resources Certification Institute, this is a name. It's more than 45 years on the market. It has accreditation from National Commission for Certifying Agencies, and it's regained this accreditation recently. This accreditation is the most famous in the world because every profession that want to have a certification has to certify or accredify their certification in this commission, commission. So PHRi is the only one HR certification that has this accreditation. Then it has 500,000 certificates worldwide for the all of the time. More than 125 countries covered by this certification. 93% of Fortune 500 companies have their HRs with this certification. 5 times the demand for other certification. I mean that this certification is much more on demand than others. In average, about $20,000 higher annual revenue or income for certification holder. I'm talking about the salary, and 25% higher income for companies where graduates work or HR certification holders work. So this is just a couple of figures. This course about certification preparation based on PHRi competency model. We are based on the competency model published by PHRi. All the knowledge obtained is fully consistent with those assessed in the exam. It has international experience. You will learn the world leading HR practices, which will allow you to work in any international company. And this is a good benefit of this certification, right? And then connection to local practice. The training will be accessible because we will make analogies with our practices, which will allow you to better absorb the material as well as help you apply the learned material in your company and in your company. This certification, PHRi, is in the middle of 3 different certifications. PHRi, which is Associate Professional in Human Resources, International. Then we have PHRi, Professional. And then we have ASPHRi, Senior Professional. And it has different requirements. For PHRi, you don't need any experience. You just can register yourself and pass the exam. For PHRi certification, you need to have at least 1 year of experience and higher education, or more years of experience if your education level is lower than the highest. And for SPHRi, you need at least 4 years of experience and higher education. There are different number of questions in each: 100 in PHRi, 145 in PHRi, and 105 and SPHRi, and different exam fees. I mean, it's actually the whole cost. It's not fee because there is a registration fee, exam fee, it's the whole cost, the whole amount of money you are going to pay. So for PHRi, it's about $500 that you're going to pay for exam itself. And it has different context. So for PHRi, you will focus more on different functional areas. At PHRi, you focus more on general HR. And at SPHRi, you focus more on business and strategic. So let's move on. What are advantages of having this certification? First, it opens the door to work in international companies, because if you don't have this experience working in international companies and you apply for some kind of vacancy, they will review your application and see no international experience, so they just prefer another person. But if you have this international certification, they will see, wow, this person has a certification, so this person knows all international practices. This person is dedicated to the HR profession. This person spent so many time preparing for the exam and they passed the exam. So this person is very good candidate. So let's ask him for the interview. Then it gives you the respect of your colleagues, because they know it's not so easy to pass the exam. You have to prepare yourself. You have to learn. You have to study. And that's why they know that those who passed the exam, they're good, they're great person, great HR. It enhanced your career growth, because if your manager considers different applicants, internal applicants, or different people for new job or new higher position, then those with the HR certificate will be considered first, because they already showed that they are dedicated to the HR. They are not lazy. They spend time preparing themselves. So they are hardworking person. It gives you international expertise. So you will learn some international things, which is, I think, good. Because, when I was young HR, it was 16 years ago, the first thing I would like to know at that time is that how it's going to be in international companies, because I worked at Alpha Bank. Alpha Bank was Ukrainian company, Ukrainian bank, and I was wondering how it's going to work in international companies, and it was very interesting. It gives you ability to include a signature, so you can put your certification PHRi, SPHRi after your name, the same as for example, MBA, PhD, CFA, ACCA, and SPHRi or PHRi. So this is example from LinkedIn. So you see that the person just put PHRi or SPHRi certification afterwards, and it highlights you in the search result. When someone just do the search and see different names, then it see the name with the certificate, it opens the profile and propose the job. Also, it gives you the ability to participate as a speaker at conference, because conference organizers, they would like to have like very popular names in their speaker list, and they are looking for those from very famous companies. But PHRi certification is very famous among the HR, right? So they would prefer you to ask as a speaker to this conference just to put your name and PHRi certification in a speaker list. So it looks attractive. It gives you higher demand on the market because usually when there are competition and a lot of different candidates applies for the job, so those with the certificate are considered first, and of course higher salary as a result, because it also actually, from my experience, there were some of my students that just after passing the exam and receiving their results, they just went to their managers and said, now I am certified HR, so I would like to have a salary raise, and they got it. So it works. Also, this certification allows you to put the certification into your LinkedIn. It perfectly integrates in your LinkedIn profile, and it makes your profile more interesting, more bright, more professional, because the more you have different licenses and certifications, the more attractive your profile is. So it's good. Then we also give you our diploma if you accomplish all of your homework. So our diploma is also integrated into LinkedIn, so you could have both, one from PHRi and one from Mike Pritula Academy, to put in your LinkedIn. And the name would be PHRi exam preparation course. And the certification itself comes to you as a badge. It's an example of PHRi, but for yourself, it's going to be PHRi, right? So it comes to you with this badge. It's a digital asset, I would say. And you have it as a link, and you can put this link everywhere, whenever you want. Or you can just save this badge and put it into your email signature. Here are some examples of my students. All of them passed their certifications and exams successfully, just a lot of them. And usually they have actually very high marks, which is a result of the effectiveness of this course. Again, just as you have your badge, you also can order your paper diploma or paper certificate. You will have to pay additionally, I think it's about $60. Yeah, and you can receive this. Actually, I have this at my home because I like it. It's very attractive. It's actually something that makes me proud of myself and of my work. What you get with this course? First, you will be in the closed group. I mean, Telegram group. Also, you receive all my support. You'll receive all materials. You don't need to buy anything. Just this course, and everything is included in this course. It also increases your chances of passing the exam from 50%, which is average for PHRi certification, to 98%, which is average for my students. It also gives you practice tests, which are included into your cabinet. So you are going to do practice tests all the time during the course. You have the rhythm because it makes you, let's say, it gives you some kind of rhythm because you have webinars, you have your materials, you have your tests, and you are in the rhythm. And we will help you to solve any problems if they appear and difficulties encountered. Because we are in touch with PHRi, we are a certification preparation provider of PHRi. That's why we have direct connection with them. I mean, we have open line and we chat very often. That's why we can solve your problems, like technical problems or other problems, maybe payment problems, everything. And again, materials and tests, the regular price of the materials is about $600. But in this course, it's included. You don't need to buy anything. Just buy this course and everything is included in the course. I will show you today how it works. How we prepare. We have online webinar. It could be in recording for you in your situation, right? So usually once a week, we have an online webinar where we review new topics and sample exam questions. In your situation, we just open one webinar per week in your cabinet. Then you pass the test. After each class, you take tests on the material, and tests can be retaken for practice as many times as you want. You're going to study the outline. Each webinar has a lecture outline. I will show you today how it looks. And it helps you to refresh your knowledge and prepare for the exam. And today I will show you how to register yourself for the exam. Actually, it's not so difficult, but yeah, there are some steps that you have to know and to include. This training program is based on exam topics in absolute the same proportion as questions on exam. 90% for talent acquisition, HR administration, shared services, talent management and development, 17% for compensation benefits and work experience, 16% for employee relations and risk management, and 10% for HR information management. Absolutely the same portions of materials are going to be during this program. Let's move on. About the exam. You pass the exam at Pearson VUE Test Center, so you can check at their site what is the closest location of Pearson VUE. So you can just do this. Just Google Pearson VUE. You will find the site. On this site, type PHRi. That's it. And find a test center. And then you type your country or even city, try to find it, and then you see the map with all certification centers from Pearson VUE. They show you the closest. So you type like any location. Let me show you with the city, Baku. So for Baku, I have one in Baku and another one in, I think it's in Tbilisi, right? Yeah, Tbilisi. Sometimes there are several test centers in your city, so you have much more choices, and it's the only one option. And another option from this year, you can pass this exam online from your home with proctoring, because there is going to be a proctor who will observe your exam taken. It takes 3 hours and 15 minutes to pass the exam. It gives you actually this amount of time, and you have 145 graded questions and 25 preparation questions that are not assessed. Language, English, online at the computer, at home or at the test center, but it's not on the pen and paper, it's on the computer. It costs you about $500 for the whole price. And which is good, you can pass the exam at any time. No exam windows. You don't have to wait like for some of certifications like CFA, right, for financials. Here you can register yourself. You will find open windows for, actually it's not open windows, it's open slots from your HR certification test center or from online. So from my experience, it usually has open slots within 1 month period. So you have to wait just 1 month, and then you have the choice of open slots. Admission to the exam, 1 year of experience in human resources with higher education. Then, after the course, you will be fluent in these competencies that I showed you before, right? So it's consider this not just as exam or a certification. It's also like a training course. You will learn something new and you will receive new information, which is, I think, very good. And here are some reviews from my students. Actually, it's a happy moment. When you receive the certification, you will be so happy. I remember my day of certification. I was a very happy person that day. We will learn. We have our personal study class. So it's like your personal cabinet. There are all of your materials. You have the access to it for 1 year. You can review any webinar as many times as you want. You can try passing the tests for each of webinar as many times as you want. You have the access to the outline. You can download the outline. You can print the outline. So it gives you everything you need. And also you have your homework, which helps you to learn the material, and you submit your homeworks through your online cabinet. So exam registration, let me show you how it works. For exam registration, you have to follow this link. It's clickable link, so just click the link. And yeah, here I have my example, because usually I help students to register, and I show you how I show them how it works. But let me sign out and show you from the very beginning. So if you are new to the site, you will see this. It asks you to log in, but actually it also helps you to register. So just click this button and just click sign up. Then you put your email. I just put some random email because I'm not going to pass the exam, right? Because I'm just showing you how it's going to work. But for yourself, you have to put your original email. Then phone number. Sometimes, let me check. Yeah, for some reason, it has to be in US format. Actually, what I do usually, I just type from 1 up to 0, because in the next menu, I will put my real phone number. But here, for some reason, I just have to start from 1. So I recommend you to type the same: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0. And now I'm in my account, right? So I just put my name. Let me John. Let me be John. My surname, I don't know, Black. Yeah. Middle name, if it's in your passport. You have to put it. It's only if it's in your passport. If you don't have this in your passport, but you have like a given name, just skip it. Only something from your passport, because during the exam they will check what you put into your account and what's in your passport or ID card. Then you choose a country. So let it be India, for example, and then you click register. It's the basic registration. You have to wait a little because it depends on your internet connection. It's also a professional site, so it takes some time to wait until the registration. And actually it creates the account for you. It writes in the database, so just be patient, wait a little, don't be hurry, everything will be good. You'll pass the exam if you work hard with your preparation. Observe this teeny rotating, I don't know what's it, like circle. Yeah, and now we are in our account. So I click my exam applications. Wait a little. Again, beautiful logo. Actually, I like this logo. I like these colors very much. Yeah, and then we have the list of all applications. So I just click begin new application. You see that you see this available online. So everything could be passed online. Great. And some could be in Espanol. So I click begin the application, get started. And I'm ready to apply. I will show you how you have to fill all the fields. It's actually very easy. Again, don't hurry, don't click, just wait. So you start from your birth date. Please pay attention that you start from the months, and then day, and then, let's be this year, and then the year. You choose your gender, primary address. I apologize, I don't know much Indian city, I just put something. Again, I have to put my postal code, my street. So I just copy it. But you write your real address, right? For example, if you want to receive your diploma, your certification via paper, you have to put your real address, because they deliver it. For me, it was DHL. And now your real phone. Just check. Yeah, you don't need to put plus. Phone type mobile for me. And I think you have to choose this because it's about if you were in armed forces of the United States. So you are not. So you just choose this. And again, save and continue. Again, wait a little. Yeah. And highest education. It depends. If you choose a graduate degree, then you need 1 year of experience. If you choose something below, you will need more and more. If you have less than high school, you will need 4 years of experience. So actually, I have graduate degree, so I choose this. I don't remember exact date. I just remember it was in June, and it was in 2005. Institution. I have my institution. Don't try to find it Academy of Banking in this links. Yeah, actually, because I typed it before Ukrainian Academy of Banking, it's now in the list. But for your situation, your institution could be not in the list. Should just type it as it is on the site. If you are not sure, just copy and translate. So, for example, I use DeepL translator. So I can copy from any language, put it here. It translates me to English, and I copy and put English translation on my institution. Then my degree, for me, it was banking. So you just type what you have. Again, I don't see this, my degree in the list. I'm okay with it because it allows me to put whatever I want. And student status, I'm not a student. If you are a student, just choose what matches you best. Then again, save and continue. And now we are going to add some HR experience. You don't need to add all of your HR experience. So for example, if you have 20 years of experience, 10 different companies, you don't have to put all of them. I recommend you to start from your last company or current company, right? So for example, one of my company was Alpha Bank. Phone number, you can search it on the website. It asks you to choose the country. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I can try. I don't know the Indian numbers. Does it mean? Okay, it's hard for me to use other country phone numbers, so I just use Ukrainian, right? Yeah, for Ukraine, it's the correct number. For your country, just choose your country and your number. Then job category, it doesn't have a lot of different categories, so you have to try to find the nearest, like recruitment, talent. It's okay if you don't find your exact, like if I'm from Total Rewards, I don't see Total Rewards, but I see, for example, that HR operations or HR leader or just other is good. Other job category, I'm a right Total Rewards lead, right? That's okay. Position start date, try to remember, like let it be this. If it's your current position, just check this mark. If it's not, just put the end date. Let it be this. And you have to confirm that this experience is professional level work. Then you save. Actually, for me, I have put in this. I have 10 years, so this is enough for my application, and I can also apply for a PHRi. But today we are talking about PHRi, so I will apply for a PHRi. I recommend you to put maybe 3 last jobs. It also says that all exam applications are subject to a random audit to ensure compliance with HRCI certification prerequisites. And from my experience, some of my students, they were the subject of a random audit. So they were required to send some additional information. And again, with my help, it was very easy. There's not something scary. That's okay. Yeah. Based on your experience, have you met the employment law requirement? Yeah, it asks me if I want to. I just don't want to choose SPHRI in this case, so I just answer no. Just not to enter some additional information. Now, It's going to upload the list of all exams. Just wait a little and be careful. Choose PHRi, Professional in Human Resources International. So you have to check this sign, international, because we are talking about international diploma. So I choose and I click save and continue. And now, just wait a little, enjoy these beautiful colors, this beautiful animation. Yeah. And I am ready to pay for my exam. I don't want to earn something. I am ready to pay. Yeah, that's it. For some reason, actually, this in I think I missed it. Usually, I have to specify exam preparation provider. So if it asks you about exam preparation provider, just type Mike Pritula Academy. For some reason, maybe I just skip it at some point, but that's okay. So here I just proceed to checkout, and yeah, what is another point of information? You have to scroll it down to make this checkbox workable. You have to scroll down, and then you can check, and you can check all of checkbox. You click continue, and you don't need special accommodation. If you don't, you may read it about special accommodations, but usually don't need it. So just check this. Yeah. Okay. Here is this question. Mike Pritula Academy. So you have to type. You see, you have Mike Pritula Academy as a HR preparation organization, which is true, and you click continue. Yeah, and now you are ready to pay for your exam. So you just choose the payment type, Visa, MasterCard, and you put everything like your card, your name, CVV, expiration date, and you click submit order. And after you submit the order and you pay, you wait a little. First, you have confirmation that you paid for your exam. You will have the receipt on your email. Then after maybe 1 week, you have a confirmation that you now can register on Pearson VUE site for open window. So you can follow the link, but take into account that you need some time to pass all these classes. So I recommend you to choose the date, maybe after 3 months, after you start this course, like this. I think I showed you everything, but if I missed something or if you have any questions, just ask me those questions via our Telegram chat. Now, example of our standard lesson. Today we will have like half of the lesson because the first part was about the certification itself. So I'm going you to show the little part. During our following classes, the part of material of theoretical will be bigger, up to 60 minutes. Okay, example lesson. First, we will start from talent acquisition. It's one of the biggest part of your exam. And today we will talk about job analysis and job design. And I'm going to start from the question. I'm going to read the question, wait for about 1 minute, and receive your answer. If you are looking this webinar in recording, which I think is the case, I recommend you to take paper and pen or pencil and just write down the answer, because it's good to somewhere type it, not that just to choose in your mind, but to write it, to make it more official. It's a tip for your learning. So let's consider this question. Which of the following job analysis factors would help to establish the necessary knowledge, skills, and abilities of the human resource function? And answers, you have to choose just one. Job context, job specification or qualifications, performance criteria, or new employee orientation. I am giving you 1 minute to answer this question. So move on. And please write it down. Okay, I think we are in about 1 minute. So let's see the correct answer. Let's check the correct answer with your answer. The correct answer is answer B, and the explanation is following. Job specification is a list of jobs human requirements that requisite education, skills, knowledge, and so on, which is an outcome of a job analysis. What is the role of such questions on the course? Actually, you see that I ask you a question first, and then I'm going to show you something. And absolutely the same is going to be during the course. First, I ask you a question, you think about it, I show you the right answer, and then I show you a portion of material. It activates your existing knowledge, so you attach new knowledge to your existing knowledge. Then it attracts your attention to improve memorization, because when you think, try to find the answer, you are in an active mind position. Then it tests your strengths. So you see, and actually you will see that during the course, webinar after webinar, you are given more and more correct answers. And it gives you, how to say, your self-confidence that you will pass this exam. Actually, it's a practice for a real test, because during the real test, you will do the same. And it helps you to search the gaps in your knowledge. So you see the, I don't know the correct answer. Let's learn this information, right? And now I'm giving you the material. So job analysis is a job that is performed to analyze the one-person job or job of the company. It analyzes all levels of the job, like to the smallest details. The result of job analysis is job description and job specification. Job description contains job responsibilities, task description, reporting structure, work context and conditions, performance indicators, and job specification contains knowledge, skills, abilities, and other characteristics. And it gives you behavioral incidents, and you build competencies. This job analysis, the result actually of this job analysis, is used in different HR directions: compliance, job design, training needs, job evaluation, selection criteria, and indicators. And during our course, we are going to talk about different applications of this job analysis. What is the role of such scheme? So we will see that in our course, we will learn a lot of such schemes, visual schemes, right? It's not text, it's visual schemes. And actually here you have the reference to the author and to the book or article, so you can learn more, but after the course. Actually, during the course, I don't recommend you to try to find more information. Just learn everything that is included in this course, just it, nothing else. You have to be super focused, right? So what it gives, it's a visual aid, so it's better to memorize. It's kind of a mind map, and it's a quick memo to help you remember. When you prepare for exam, or you just read materials after some weeks, it helps you to remember everything very easily and fast. Okay, and here you have the outline. So this is a text, you read it at home between our webinars, and it gives you even more information that you uncovered for you today. The idea of the whole study is to learn the core and then to attach new layers again and again with some additional information. First, when you read the outline, it adds one layer of information. Then you passes the tests at your home in your account of our academy, and it gives you another layer. So you add more and more layers. But you remain super focused, and you don't how to say, you don't put your attention somewhere else. You don't spend so much time reading big books or other stuff. So it's very well designed for you to pass the exam. Just follow the recommendations, do whatever is needed, and you will pass the exam. So let's try with another question. The primary purpose of a work log is to, and answers, compute the average time needed for key tasks, identify patterns that translate into job responsibilities, determine the attitude of incumbents towards the job, and help supervisors rank employees' efficiency. I'm giving you around 1 minute, and please write down your answer. Okay, I think this is enough. This is enough. So the right answer is answer B, and the explanation. Rather than recording what they do each day, as with a diary, the post holders has a predefined list of skills and/or activities and records each time they use each skill or carry out each activity over a set period. Again, this is fairly cost effective. Also, some time will have to be taken to develop the initial list of skills and activities and to analyze the results. And again, we have this scheme, right, to learn the material. So these schemes describe the methods of job analysis. When you do a job analysis, when you study one person's job and you want to have a job description and job specification, you can do following. First, you can give some kind of diary, and all job incumbents will do self-reports. So they write down what they do and what kind of knowledge they use. Or you may apply direct observations. You may ask business analyst to observe the person doing the job and write down some observations. Also, during these observations, some questions are asked to job incumbent, and usually it takes a lot of time. So 3 types of job analysis that takes less time is interviews. So you just interview a job holder and ask questions about the job, what they do on daily basis, what they do on weekly basis, monthly basis, or maybe once a year. And you write down, and then you ask about their knowledge, competencies, and other stuff. Or you can review some documents if they use this kind of documents, or you can run questionnaires and surveys to survey a lot of job incumbents and just analyze their answers and build the job description and job specification. And again, here you have this description, the outline. You read it before webinars, not now. Next question. In order to reduce information overload, orientation programs should A, be modularized and spread out over a period of time. B, be conducted only after an employee has served on the job for a specified period of time. C, include a detailed employee reference manual for later use. And D, provide continuous feedback to participants. So think about it. I'm giving you something about 1 minute and answer the question. Okay. So let's see the correct answer, and the correct answer is answer A. I think this is the most easiest for today, right? Okay, and explanation. Too much information given too fast creates information overload and reduces information retention. To minimize the problem, orientation activities should be divided into manageable units and spread out over time. What is orientation program? It's a program for newcomers. It's also called onboarding programs or adaptation programs. So it's something that you teach your newcomers so they can pass the probation period and they can be very effective employees. And again, job design, right? It's the part of job design. Job design actually is designing the job responsibilities for an employee. And when you design job responsibilities, you have to consider it such things like design for mental capacity. You have to understand that you deal with people. They have some mental capacity. So just consider following: filtering information, clear displays and instructions, memory aids. You know, like people at McDonald's in the kitchen, they have memory aids how to create a hamburger, even though they know this from their experience. Just not to think every time they make different hamburger or cheeseburger or something else. They just can see the memory aids and create your order. Then design for efficiency or industrial engineering. You have to consider how better organize the job so employee could be very efficient. Sometimes it's by dividing the job between two different people. For example, in recruitment, you can divide the job between sourcer and recruiter. Sourcer search for candidates and recruiter do the interview. Then design for motivation. Job should be in a kind of job should motivate employee to perform the tasks, right? Because if it's boring, if it's not interesting, if it's not challenging at some point, the employee would be bored and would be not motivated, and the efficient would be very low. So it's better to consider job motivation. And here you have some tools to improve the motivation. You can do job enlargement when you add some tasks from the several level positions. For example, you give recruiters some tasks for onboarding employees, or it could be job enrichment when you give an employee more responsibility from, or you just delegate some decisions from manager to employees. Or it could be in teamwork. So if the job is isolated, try to put it in the team so a person could interact with other team members. Or some kind of flexibility with working schedule or something like that. And of course, design for safety and health, ergonomics. Job shouldn't hurt employee, right? Shouldn't follow to illness. It should be safe and healthy. And again, you have the outline here to read for yourself between webinars. Now your homework. Take any position or any job in your company. Rate this job on a 10-point scale from 0 to 10, how well the job design meets the 4 criteria. First, design for mental capacity. Second, design for safety and health. Third, design for efficiency. And fourth, design for motivation. For better understanding how to accomplish this homework, just read this outline. It gives you more information about each part. And then write down what could be improved in one of these criteria or in all 4 criteria to make this job even better than it's now. Like some job conditions, maybe responsibilities, maybe something else. Just think about it and give your proposals. What's next? Next time, we will talk about personnel planning and recruiting. And that's it for today. I'm happy to show you how it works. I'm happy that you are interested in HR certification. Actually, I personally like people with certifications very much. Why? Because they are so dedicated to their profession, like myself. I am in my profession for 16 years. It was my first profession back to 2005, right? I was 21-year-old. I was a student. I was a graduate. And I joined the Alpha Bank as HR. I had my recruiter and training responsibilities. I work in this profession now for, let's say, 17 years, almost 17 years. I like this profession. I feel myself dedicated to this profession. I'm going to remain in this profession. I'm not going to change it with quality assurance, marketing, sales, something like that, something else. I love this profession. I like working with people. I like helping people to be more efficient. And I like those who like to be in this profession as well. And HRC certification is, how to say, is a proof that you are a dedicated person to this profession. So I'm happy that you are here, you are watching this webinar, and I will be happy to work with you more closely during the program. So join the program, prepare with us, and pass your exam and obtain your so desired HR certification. I am looking forward to see you as a part of our group. See you soon. Bye-bye and have a nice day.